Hello, my name is Smith-Hughes, and I'm going to be explaining why the natures of the nature versus nurture debate oversimplifies the origins of behavior. And it's because framing nature and nurture as if they were in competition against each other creates sort of a false division, because it's not about how our experiences decide how genes are expressed, because it's not nature or nurture, it's actually both. And so a perfect example of that would be, we were told in the chapter 1 to read or to go watch a YouTube video, and it was about a farm fox experiment. So in Russia, basically scientists selectively bred, I believe it was silver foxes, for tameness. And the reason why they were breeding them for tameness is because in the beginning of the video, a lot of the foxes were responding aggressively if the care provider would put their hand in the cage with the foxes. Excuse me. The foxes would attack their hands and try to, they were aggressive in nature. And so they tried leaning towards more the ones who were tame and had more of a curious and playful side to them, where they didn't attack the caregiver's hand once the hand was put in there, but they kind of approached it with curiosity and submissiveness. And so they took those foxes and bred them together, and the foxes that were aggressive were excluded from being bred. And so within a few generations, I believe it was 10 years or so, maybe more, the foxes were not only friendlier and more tamed, but they also developed new physical traits like floppy ears and curly tails. So this showed how genetic selection can quickly shape both their behavior and their appearance. And then on another YouTube video that we were to watch was the blind watchmaker argued that complex traits, they don't necessarily require a designer, but instead they emerge through natural selection. So meaning that like small genetic changes that are like favored by the environment over long periods of time is a reminder that environments select which traits and behaviors survive. And so, especially through the lens of learning, like looking at nurture, psychologists, I feel like, often define learning as a relatively lasting changes in behavior due to experience. If an experience doesn't change behavior, it isn't really learning. So an example of that, it would be habituation. And it's like, imagine moving into a house with like a loud air conditioner, and at first the sound would initially grab your attention, but after a while you stop like listening to it, like your brain kind of tunes it out. And that change in your behavior is ignoring something because it's registered in your brain that it necessarily isn't harmful. And that's essentially learning at work.